Alright guys, welcome back to Factorio with Lone Debater 7, and we've done a little bit of work while in between sessions, I suppose. So I have set up the coal and finished this long snake and track from this little coal area down to our boilers as well as to our first smeltery. So I just have it on the small one to begin with. We'll end up putting it into this bigger patch eventually, but right now we don't need a lot of coal, so that's fine. So this is an electric mining drill going onto the belt, which then takes it down. I can break that if I want. So a drill costs 23 iron plates and then like 5 copper plates to build. So we've got one that is supplying all of this coal. So let's go on down. And then I've got a splitter right here, which essentially takes one transport belt line and splits it in half between two. So one is going to go through and fuel our boilers, which I have a burner inserter. These are powered by coal, so they take a coal to go ahead and start working, and then they can move whatever item off the track. So we're using these for the boilers because it's just coal, it's not a big deal. We'll upgrade them eventually to the electric ones, probably fast inserters, but that'll come a little bit later. So with this second belt, this coal is going down to our smeltery. So this is pretty cool actually. This is how I like to build them. I don't know if it's the most efficient way in the world, but this is what I like. So basically what you do is you take 2 furnaces, or however many you want. I always use an even number because you can have one on either side. So we're going to move the other 2 over here in a minute. I just wanted to show this first. So you put one down and then space the other one 5 blocks apart. That way it's upgradable. So once we have electric furnaces, they take up more space, so we can remove this and still have enough room without having to redo all the belts. But then basically you have iron coming in on one belt, coal coming in on the other, and then splitting between 2 lines. These feed in, then this will feed iron plates out. I just have to build the inserters for it. So what I'm going to do real quick is go grab some iron plates off of this and see if we've got enough to build the inserters we need. So I need 8 of them because we're going to move these 2 furnaces over as well. So we have the right amount. Perfect. So we're just going to break this stuff down because we don't really need it. We'll do the copper next. I'm just going to fuel this back up real fast while we're over here. And we'll take these plates. I mean, we have over 300 copper plates. That's probably going to be enough for everything we're trying to do. Make some more belts. But basically, the way that this guy works is you put an inserter like that, and like that, and then once we'll have to connect to power, but that's pretty easy, so no worries. And then between the furnaces, right, you want 1, 2, and 3. So 3 spaces is what I use. That way there's plenty of space for power poles and all that other miscellaneous garbage that you need in order to make this work. So we're just going to extend this down, and we're going to have 4 furnaces all making iron plates because we need it. We need a lot of iron, so it's fine. The only other thing I really want to do is build a fast inserter to take the iron plates off because it goes a lot quicker. But as you can see, if I take this bad boy like that, this one like that, we then can connect all of this stuff up. So I'm going to make a few more power poles. And yes, I know it's not quite perfect because we have to do this, but as it expands, we can move it down and it's less important, I would say. So connect that bad boy up, and now we're going to start producing iron plates. We probably want to build another drill for iron ore, but we're going to have to wait until we get enough iron to do that. So that's fine. But now all this iron goes into this dump chest down at the end, and we can just come through here and grab our iron plates. This also helps because from a chest you can put an inserter on all 3 faces and then essentially send your iron 3 different directions if you want to without using splitters. Now granted, we're going to need a lot more iron ore and production in general in order to make that, feasible, but that's fine. So what I actually want to do is adjust this iron ore so it's a little bit better. So what I want one like that, one like that, and we're gonna ultimately fill this whole thing up with drills, but to get started we'll do it kind of like this. We'll break that off, we'll sync them up so these don't quite reach. Once we upgrade the power poles they will, but yeah, so now we've got this little basic smeltery. It's only a 4 furnace one, so not super amazing, but it's alright. It's good enough for what we're doing at the moment. And in fact we're going to put a couple more drills down. I know it might make more sense to try to set up the copper smeltery first, but you know what, it's alright. We're just going to make sure our iron is producing as best as it can, because in my experience you need way more iron than you do copper, so that's my priority. Anyway, now we've got 4 electric drills getting us iron ore, so that should keep this belt full for the time being. Plenty of coal coming in, obviously. So next, what I kind of want to do is make a few of these assembly machines, and we're going to start setting it up so we can build the science files automatically. So if we take a look here, a red science file takes a copper plate and an iron gear wheel. Both of those we are making. Well, we're making iron plates and we're making copper plates over there. We're going to build a smeltery for the copper in a minute, but kind of the way that this is going to work. Now I'm trying to figure out where I want to put our research. I know I kind of said I was going to keep it here, and it kind of makes sense to do it in this area, at least for the red files, because we need copper and iron for them. So maybe what we're going to do, I'm going to set up 2 of these to make iron gear wheels. So this will take iron plates, make iron gear wheels. Perfect, super easy, makes sense, right? And what we're going to do is we're going to branch off this way. We'll end up needing to put like a underground belt eventually, just so the ore can continue down the path and we don't have to redo it, but it's fine. We'll do that later once we expand the smeltery for iron a little bit farther. So now we've got that belt. That will take the iron once we put the inserter in and make iron gear wheels. Then we want to take these iron gear wheels and pull them out, and this will be our iron gear wheel belt. Kind of the way a lot of people do this, right? And I don't know if it's the best way possible or what, is they will essentially make a super huge bus, is what they call it, of various items. So like you always need iron, you always need these gear wheels, right? So people will make a bus that carries all of those things for them. That way, when they need it for another recipe down the road, they don't have to build a brand new system to move it. They can just use the pre-existing one and just expand the belts a little bit. So we're going to do this. We're going to set up this bad boy right here. And yeah, we'll do that, sure. Okay, so now we're making iron gear wheels. That's great, right? So the next step is to take those and then some copper plates, which we still need to build a smeltery for. I need more iron to do it, of course. Let's take a couple of those. Need one of those. Okay, so, or actually I need 2 of those. Okay, so we'll let that guy go for the time being. Let's go up here. I'm just going to break these guys down because, I mean, we've got 350 copper, I think is what that said. Yeah. So we've got plenty. We're not hurting for copper at the moment, right? So what I want to do, I need to get some more stone so I can build some more furnaces. And in fact, what I'm probably going to end up doing is I'm going to set up these little drills in a little pattern over here to just mine us some stone. Like we've got almost 4